Good evening, everybody. Welcome along to Forever United TV. We are live. I'm Adam. As you already know, we are a little bit earlier tonight. It is Champions League week, and obviously we do usually go a little bit earlier for the big game so everyone can settle in and watch the football. But we are even earlier tonight because we have got Ruben Amorim's press conference live reaction from Bilbao. He is going to be sitting down in the next 15 minutes alongside Manuel Ugarte to answer the media's questions ahead of tomorrow night's game. Questions like, will we actually see Ahmad and who have travelled with Manchester United squad to Bilbao, how he set it up, what are his expectations, and all of the usual palaver which follows the press conference. But before that, we have news regarding Manchester United's transfer activity again, namely the man himself, the man of the moment, Franco Mastantuono of River Plate, and where Manchester United are at with that. So we're going to get into that. We're going to get some of your questions, the build-up, what questions are actually going to be asked. We're going to be in around about 11 minutes time, but there is usually a bit of a delay when it comes to European press conferences away from home, as the flights and everything coming in, there's usually delays, so it may be over by a few minutes, but the media are in position. They're expecting Manuel Ugarte and Ruben Amorim, and I forgot who was there then, to be in position in the next 10 minutes, and we'll bring you all the live reaction from the press conference and what Ruben has got to say for himself ahead of crunch time, which is tomorrow night, everyone. Massive night and day for Manchester United in the build-up and the game itself. But before that, let's get through all of the other news and everything that's going on around Manchester United. We have been covering the Franco Mastantuono situation in depth over the last few days and where we're up to right now. There has been significant change again off the back of what Romano said this morning, that Real Madrid are not in. Apparently, Franco Mastantuono wants to wait for Real Madrid. I'll read you the full report on where we're at with it first of all, then we'll get into the nitty-gritty and details of it and break it down. Manchester United have made it clear that they are willing to pay Franco Mastantuono's €45 million release clause, 38 million quid. But they would like to do so in instalments, as you always would with a transfer of that size. I don't think anybody pays that up front. Whether or not it's different with South American clubs and whether you can haggle and deal with that club. Obviously, there's not as much money in South American football, so maybe they're not too keen on that. We'll see, won't we? But it also goes on to say, however, no green light from the player, as he has made it clear that he is waiting for Real Madrid first. This is the message he has sent to all European clubs interested in him. And this has come out in several reports. He's also, on top of this, he's not in a rush to leave River Plate right now, is the other situation. So now you've got a situation where, yes, Mastantuono has come out, a 17-year-old has come out and said he wants to wait for Real Madrid. Right, that's great. Real Madrid don't want to pay anything. I think Romano has made it clear that they're not even at the table and may not come in until 2026 when the contract of Mastantuono runs out. United are one of two clubs. There is another report, actually. I'm just going to read into this one as well, so you're completely up to date with everything. Manchester United are ready to exercise the buyout clause of Franco Mastantuono's release at River Plate, but would like to pay it in instalments. Among the growing list of suitors, there are two who have taken a step into negotiations and spoken to River directly, Marseille and Manchester United. They were both present recently in Argentina and took the opportunity to speak with River Plate sporting director Enzo Francescoli. The problem is that Frano is not giving any encouragement and has made it clear that he is waiting for Real Madrid first. This is the message he has sent for all European interest in him. So, like we just said then, he's made it clear to everybody he's waiting for Madrid and see what they do. River Plate have had two clubs now go directly to them, which is Marseille and Manchester United, according to reports. So, where do we stand with this right now? You would automatically think that this isn't going to happen then. This is a young South American kid who's waiting for Real Madrid. Where have we heard that before? Yeah, pretty much with every South American player and the love affair with Real Madrid and Barcelona, which we cannot compete with a lot of the time. We've seen it with many, many players. You look at Neymar, you look at Endrick, for instance, you look at now Mastantuono. There's many examples of young prospects coming through that only want to end up at Real Madrid. And if they're interested, no one else matters. We thought this was the case, though, with Lenny Yoro, didn't we? And that changed very quickly when United went directly to the club. And this has been Manchester United's approach a lot of the time. It's so much like you can mix it up within how you negotiate. You can go straight to the player, find out if he wants to come first, then go to the club, try and do a deal. This looks like we know exactly what this player wants. United won't go negotiating unless they thought there was a chance of getting this deal over the line. Committing to this release clause puts them in the good books with River Plate. Now, yes, Franco Mastantuono said he wants to wait for Madrid. Are River Plate willing to wait for Real Madrid? That's the question. So when the club then starts to put pressure on Mastantuono and say, look, if you're waiting for Real Madrid, we're getting nothing, and we need to earn the money off our asset, which is the player himself. So River Plate won't wait for Real Madrid, because if they wait for Real Madrid, then they get no money. Whether or not they feel like that's okay and they can just put another clause in there and get more money off Real Madrid, it won't work. So really we're up against the players' ambitions, and obviously then you're looking at Manchester United coming in, Marseille or whoever else comes in, and going to River Plate and saying, look, you know what's going to happen. You know that Real Madrid are going to wait it out and try and get him dirt cheap. It is exactly the same situation as it was with Lenny Yoro. Now, how do Manchester United convince a young lad like that he is best coming to Manchester United? Well, it's quite simple, isn't it? You come to Manchester United, you get used to European football at the top level. You could argue that we're United at the moment, but playing in the Premier League, I mean. And then if the opportunity comes around, there's still time in your career to make that move to Real Madrid. Look what Ronaldo did. And I know that we shouldn't be the one that are the club that are building up these players to sell them on to Real Madrid. Like we said the same thing about Lenny Yoro, but Real Madrid will come back in for him and he'll walk to Real Madrid. If he walks to Real Madrid, then Manchester United make a fortune. So why would you not go in for this? You could get a kid here that could be at the club for the next 5 years who absolutely destroys it, and then he's worth over 100 million, and we're not stupid enough to let it get to a point where his contract is running down. If Real Madrid come in and want him, then we get big money for him. I mean, you could be looking at this as a business. So all I'm saying is with this deal is the fact that Mastantuono has come out and said and made it clear to all European clubs that he's waiting to see what Real Madrid do. River Plate won't hang around on that because they won't make any money, because Madrid want to wait for him to go for free. And they're trying to get it on the player side. Look, you'll get the big signing on bonus, blah, blah, blah. We've said this before. Madrid not being in right now is exactly what Romano has said, and Mastantuono wants to wait for him. River Plate, I think, is the place to go, and I think why Man United have gone to them rather than the player. I'm sure they've spoken to the players' representatives, yes, but I think they have gone in and said, look, we're not messing around. There's your price. We're willing to pay it. It's coming in instalments, and that's down to United to try and negotiate somehow. But they've made their intentions very, very clear with the club, and I think that's their play. It has to be their play. Look, you got a valuation. We're going to meet it. The club will then determine where Mastantuono goes. They're not going to allow him to leave for nothing to Real Madrid when they've got an offer of 38 million, 45 million euros on the table. It's not going to happen. So let's just see how this develops. But that is the latest on Mastantuono and where we're at with him. It's going to. I think this one's going to actually do the rounds. Actually, go the full distance of the summer, because there's a chance, obviously, that he doesn't go anywhere because he's playing over the summer. His season is just starting right now, and obviously it finishes in December. So Manchester United are not going to get this player yet anyway. So I think what we're looking at here is in the summer, if River Plate do accept a bid, what happens to Mastantuono? Does he have to accept that he's going to United in December? And that's the situation that United want to develop. It's exactly the same as what it was with Lenny Yoro, except he's just a year younger. But again, another player that will come to Manchester United on very cheap wages. Yes, it's a substantial amount of money for a very young player, but still, they can see the investment in him. And if it is the scenario where he does end up leaving United in the future, we stand to make a quite substantial amount of money, and Manchester United, again, are operating like a proper football club. You may lose some of these young players. It's nice to actually have big clubs coming in for your players. When was the last time? I can't remember because we've been shit for 10 years. So, yeah, it is nice that we actually will have big clubs coming in for players in the future, maybe. I would love to go back there now because that means that we actually have got really good players. So, yeah, instead of worrying about what we can make for Marcus Rashford, yeah, I'm all in on this and taking Mastantuono. And if by the time he's 21, 22, Madrid come in with over 100 million because they want him then, let's go for it. Look, it might not even get to them stages. He might even fail. We don't know. But all of the word is that he is the next best thing and United are all over it. And I think we should be for these types of players. The only difference is this time we aren't the club we were and we are going to have to force our hand when it comes to getting these players in. And by that I mean actually handing over the cash where other clubs won't do it. Because let's be honest, Real Madrid are in no desperate need for forwards right now, are they? Let's be honest. They've got an abundance of them and they're in no situation like Man United are. So that's where this has gone on to a different level now. So yeah, United ready to bid and the offer is there with River Plate right now, according to sources. I mean, I can't see United not wanting to do this. I think they would have gone into the deal knowing that they had to pay the money in the first place. So I can see I can see this being genuine, to be honest. I really can. But look, if you are just joining us as well on the live stream, thank you very much, everybody. We are going to be doing the press conference, which is coming in the next few minutes. In fact, before we get into comments on Mastantuono there, I'm just going to read up on where we're at with the press conference right now. Amorim and Ugarte are on their way. Manchester United boss Ruben Amorim, midfielder man Ugarte, should be in position in the next 5 minutes. That was an update at 5:02. So I've not had anything to say that it is going to be any later. Sometimes press conferences run late, so let's just see. We're waiting for both men to sit, and then we'll get through all of them. But let's get into some comments on Mastantuono. First of all, everybody, thank you for joining us. Hope you are well, everyone. Hope you've had a great day in the sun. My God, it is warm in Manchester. Literally 2 fans on the go right now, just trying to cool off. Tomorrow night is going to be hell. It's the hottest day of the year so far, the hottest on record in England. I'm going to be baking my ass off watching Manchester United take a step in the right direction by getting a draw or something like that. Honestly, I'm worried. And that is what I think is... I think now, once tonight goes, the press conference done, bang, that's it. All focus goes to the game, doesn't it? Let's see what we've got in the chat here. By the way, if you're loving the content, pop a thumbs up on the video, everybody. Adam, spot on, mate. Get him in. Tell him work hard. Price tag goes up and we make money. Plus, used the player for a number of years. Exactly. Run it like a football club, Silverback. You're dead right, mate. You're dead right. Let's just see what we've got here. Sean says, I hate Amorim playing Lindelof and Eriksen when Frederiksen, Kakonki, Kone, Fletchers are there waiting in the wings. He's not going to use them this season, mate. He's said this. He wants them in pre-season and he wants to work with them from the start. He doesn't want to throw them into the lion's den and throw them into this shitstorm, basically, that these first team or so-called first team players have developed. Let them get out of their own mess, is what I say. And I think that's how Ruben's looking at it. I think it all starts to be judged on when Manchester United start next season. That's what it's all leading to, I feel, 100%. What's your take? Can we go all out for Delap, Cunha, Gyökeres? Is it feasible in terms of playing time, quality-wise, and what we need? Well, an extra 10 to 12 games in the Champions League next season is the only way that we're going to bring Gyökeres and Delap in, because that means we're in the Champions League, and yes, game time will be spread then because we'll be in multiple competitions, and United need to qualify in the top 4 because we're not going to win the Champions League, are we? And that's our only European football next season. It's not like we've got the Europa League or the Conference to get back into the Europa League or the Premier League through any of them trophies, or Champions League, sorry, not Premier League. So really, we need a full squad that's going to compete in the Champions League and in the Premier League next season, because there's no other avenue into Europe unless you win the FA Cup. So, yeah, squad, if we qualify for the Champions League, we can afford both of them players. Will we get them? Well, watch this space, I would say. But, yeah, I think game time will be definitely there, buddy. Let's see. Mr. Dacia Sandero says, "Hi Adam. As exciting as it sounds about this young player at River Plate, but 40 million. My focus is the now. Who can play from the start of next season? That signing is for when we are set as a club. Maybe not, mate. Maybe not. I mean, there might be aspirations for him coming in and playing. We can't get him till December, but we're not going to spend all of that money in one go. It's in instalments, and his wages would be minimal, absolutely minimal. So that's why Manchester United are looking at this, because of the package. It's not going to cost them a lot at all. In instalments, very, very easy for Manchester United. I don't want youth players. I've had enough. Give me 30-year-olds. I miss the old United model. We used to have a squad with old players. Bring that back. Schweinsteiger, Falcao, Cavani, Zlatan. Any more in there that all couldn't last a season? I wouldn't want that one back, Nico. I'd think twice before you went down that road, mate, because that's failed as well. Let's not forget. So, yeah, I think what we're doing right now is the right way forward. And it's planning for the future. And you do need a long-term plan on this. There is a small delay on the press conference, everybody. And that is, it's the usual, to be honest. Just running a little bit behind in terms of transport and logistical reasons. So we'll keep you up to date. That was at 3 minutes past 6. So, yes, that's your update as of 1 minute ago. Ruben's still not in situ for his press conference yet. So, let's continue the news and let's continue the chats with everything. Did you see the travelling squad? Now, just to clarify, a lot of people have messaged me and asked the question. Kone and Chido going to Bilbao. They're now actually part of the matchday squad. They are not eligible to play in this competition. They are there to play and train the following day. So United are staying behind on Friday and training. And then both of these players, according to Simon Stone of the BBC, are expected to feature against Brentford. So a bit of excitement ahead of Brentford, possibly, that Chido and Sekou Kone, two players that were brought in the summer. Very similar situation to the Mastantuono one we're talking about now. The unknown could feature in the Premier League. This is exciting. This really is, because Manchester United training away in Spain after the semi-final is interesting, because that's why United have taken the two academy players along, because they're going to be training with the first team squad, and it is thought that they will both feature for Manchester United in the Brentford game on Sunday. So yes, very, very exciting, to say the least, that we can see some more academy players get some game time for Manchester United. So really, really excited about that. But that is the reason why Chido and Kone have travelled to Bilbao with Manchester United. They are going to be there for training purposes only. So go and enjoy the trip, lads. Take your nice comfy seat in the exec section there at that brilliant stadium, by the way, over in Bilbao. Hopefully all the Reds that have travelled over have travelled safe, and everyone who is there is happy, tucked in and ready to go for tomorrow. It's going to be a mega, mega atmosphere in that stadium tomorrow. My look at this game in detail is on the channel as well. So after this video is finished, after this live is done, go back and watch that. Some really, really interesting stats and information on Bilbao and Manchester United going into this game. It really does actually pack a punch when you look at the detail of it as well. So go watch that back after we've finished here. Thank you, everybody, for all the likes. Again, absolutely buzzing with that. Creeping up to 200. For another earlier show. And again, actually, by the way, quick thank you to you all for hanging on in there. It gets a bit manic on European weeks, and the normal times and live streams are a bit different, so I try to keep you up to date as best I can and time-wise, but obviously the press conference we don't really know until a couple of days before, and we always cover the press conference live here with the reaction straight out. So yeah, that's just a big thank you to you all again for that one. We're on the road to 80,000 subscribers, by the way, so make sure that you do pop a like on the video if you're loving it, and hit that subscribe button as well. Closing on 77,000 right now, but yes, the target hopefully for in and around the end of the season can be 80,000. That would be great if we could. Then we go into the summer full bore. 100k this year, did somebody say? Maybe. We'll see. River Plate's arrival with Boca Juniors is right up there with United, Liverpool, Celtic, Rangers and Spurs, Arsenal, Real Madrid, Barcelona. So this kid will know what pressure is. Yes, he will, and he's been playing in that first team and knows exactly what it's all about. Inacio to replace Lindelof, and Evans, Emerson to replace Ericsson. And Evan, alright, so Inacio to replace Lindelof and Evans. Emerson to replace Ericsson, Cunha and Mastantuono to replace Sancho and Rashford. I don't necessarily think that they are replacements, to be honest. I really don't. I don't. Good shout out there from Stu in the chat as well with our Match Bingo app. You can get involved in the Match Bingo stuff tonight as well, everybody. Link is in the live chat there. If you click on that one, download the app, have a go at the Barcelona-Inter Milan game tonight. That is on Match Bingo tonight, our match sponsors. We'll be kicking into Overdrive tomorrow with our Match Bingo stuff again, with the United game coming up as well and everything else that's going on. So, yeah, we'll get onto that. Let's quickly check on Ruben Amorim and if he is in place. Right, we're in. Ruben is here. They are here. Amorim on if Ahmad and De Ligt can start tomorrow. To start, no, but they can be in the squad for the game. The rest of the players, we have the game tomorrow and we train here on Friday. We need to prepare for the next game against Brentford. We have brought young kids to prepare for the next game. So basically what I just said before about Simon Stone, what Simon Stone says is we're bringing the academy players to prepare for the game against Brentford. So they're with United. They will train in Bilbao on Friday as well. But De Ligt and Ahmad will not start the game. That is the key and the first one to get things going with this press conference. They are in the squad but won't start. Nothing is going to save our season, but this can be huge. Winning a trophy, being in the Champions League could change a lot of things in our club this summer. Ruben Amorim there talking about the importance of the Europa League. And it's not going to save the season. I'm glad he said that because a lot of managers, like before what we've had at Manchester United, have used winning trophies to cover up a shit Premier League season. And I'm glad Ruben has accepted that it has been a failure of a season for Manchester United. Amorim on being more prolific in Europe, in the Europa League than the Premier League. I don't know in that department. We had some games that we didn't create situations, but that was not the case in the last games. Against Nottingham Forest, we had situations. Against Wolves, situations. Sometimes you don't have an explanation. We need to create situations. Talking in jargon a little bit there with that one. Move on from that. Garte has been talking, and he says that the history of United is written with titles. That is why we are focused very much on tomorrow to be able to play in the Champions League next season. Although together we are going to try and win. Thank you, Manuel. Amorim on if getting Champions League qualification would be fair amid a poor Premier League season. Interesting question. I think it is the rules. It is hard to talk about that. You could see it is not fair because the best teams at the champions should be in the Champions League, but you have this competition to give it a value, to give value to it. It is like in our league where you win the cup and you go into the Europa League. All right, yeah, just talking. Pretty boring, dull questions so far, to be honest. But yeah, he's just covering bases again, Ruben, with this one. I think all he's saying here really is that Manchester United really are not looking at this as a get out of jail card. They've already accepted that we've been shit. I think that's what he's saying. And the Europa League is a massive bonus, but nobody's getting carried away with Manchester United's season if we win the Europa League. By the way, Man United are third favourites behind Spurs and Bilbao. Like, who in their right mind is getting Spurs as the favourites for the Europa League? Is it simply because of the semi-final that they've got? I mean, don't count out Bodo Glimt on Spurs, for God's sake. Amorim on needing his strikers to improve. Oh, God, here we go again. The same questions as the bleeding press conference against Bournemouth. I mean, my God, give the guy a break. And here we go with the same answer again by the looks of it. Our focus is to help the players that we have. Erasmus Højlund scored 1 goal in the last game. We can see Erasmus has the talent. Joshua Zirkzee has the talent. Chido Obi has the talent. We have to improve the players, but to improve the player individually, we have to improve the way we perform, the way we play. We are far from being a real consistent team that can help the strikers score goals. We have a lack of goals, and that has cost us a lot of points. Trying to say that it is all about the team, trying to defend his strikers by saying everybody is culpable of not scoring goals. But realistically, what happens in the summer will tell you the bigger picture, which is we're already looking at 2 forwards right now who have got goals this season in the Premier League to replace what we've got. So he's going to say what he's saying. You can take it with whatever dressing you want. It's not real. Ruben knows that Manchester United lack up front. He just cannot say it in front of the cameras and in front of everybody, the world's media, that he's got shit strikers. When he's about to go into such a pivotal stage of the season where he's got to win a massive game to actually probably give himself a better chance of keeping a job. So no, it's like, what a stupid question. Honestly, I'm glad I left that scene. Absolute jokers. Amorim on if his players will be able to deal with the pressure. Yes, original. They are prepared. Every player is an international. The context in this season has been complicated in every aspect. I don't see it as an issue. They are excited and are capable of winning. It could change our dynamic, and next year we have to deal with a lot of things in our club, and we will be fine with or without the Champions League. Yeah, we will be okay with that, with and without the Champions League. Does that mean in transfers? Or the vision of Manchester United going forward? I'm not too sure about that one. What is everybody else saying on that? Talk to me, everybody. Are you watching the press conference? Shocking questions, I've got to say, so far. The good thing that's come out of this is that that we have gone over 200 likes on the live video. So thank you, everybody. You absolute legendary people. Nico Williams for Athletic Bilbao is not playing. He's out injured. I don't know. I think he was in training, mate. Sunset is out, their best player. So, yeah, their playmaker, their number 10, their attacking midfielder who gets a lot of their goals, their set-piece man, their talisman, he is out. Their best player is missing tomorrow. It's like Shirke missing from Lyon. And without him, they were shit. I don't know if Bilbao are going to be the same. I said it in my preview to this game. Go watch it earlier on. The stats are phenomenal. In the Europa League, Bilbao have won every single league game, every single game at home. They're 100% record in this competition this season. They've only lost 2 games all season at home. You need to realise what you're up against here. The only games that Bilbao did not win in this season's Europa League, guess who wasn't playing? Sunset. Just so you're up to date with everything and how important that man is. Can United take advantage of that away from home? Whether or not he's going to be fit for the second leg, I have got no idea. But he is definitely missing. That's come out from Bilbao. It is a huge win for Manchester United, that. An absolutely massive win. Fantastic, mate. Off for a couple of days. Got to nip off to the off licence and get a few beers in for tomorrow. Can't wait, says Steve. All right, Steve. Love that. If Mastantuono wants Real Madrid, then let him go. Not really, mate. Like, he's waiting for Real Madrid to see what they want to say or what they want to do. But really, everyone else is starting to make their moves now. So, yeah, honestly, like, this was the same with Euro. So don't get put off by the fact that he's come out and said he wants to wait for Madrid. He probably wants to know what everybody's position is and what they are going to be looking at. But, yeah, let's get some more from Ruben. Amorim on Hoyland, the same that he had in the last game. He scored. He is really working hard. Some of the goals that we scored, especially in this competition, he has been really important with his movements. I think he is good. He has a good moment and a good spirit to have a great game tomorrow. I've not got my hopes up for that. I think it is more a club thing. Everyone knows that that when you play when you play at Old Trafford, something special can happen. We are always searching for a great moment that can change a lot of things. We just need to be more consistent. Yes, we do. Agate says that was Ruben talking about consistency. Big issue with Manchester United. That I don't know if you noticed it. The fact that we haven't won back-to-back league games all season. The main difference is the physical part. I think we have felt better playing in the Europa League than, as a coach said, we had games in the Premier League where we had opportunities and we didn't score. We lost points in the Premier League because of small details. We need to be focused on these kind of details. In the Europa League, we are very, very, very much focused. That is how we need to play in the Premier League too. Yeah, literally clinging on for these moments. Honestly, these players, like, why are you more focused in the Europa League and not the Premier League as well? I cannot wait for Ruben Amorim to not have to answer questions where he's been asked such obvious questions, and it's ridiculous. Like they're asking them questions there that they know he cannot answer. It's stupid. It's absolutely pathetic. I don't know. Maybe they should try and mix it up a little bit every once in a while. Good God. I mean, it is shit. Honestly, the press conferences are absolute crap. They really are. And this is just exactly the same as what it was against Bournemouth. Exactly the same questions. What is wrong with these people here? Let's see if there's anything else been said. Anything decent. Sorry, I got that wrong there. That was Agati who said that last bit. Not bleeding Ruben Amorim. But again, still the same question asked by the journalist, but this time to Agati. Amorim on targeting the heart of United's problems. It's not the most important thing, but of course people are going to look at it in a different way. But it is more in a core of our club that things need to change. And we need to be consistent. The Europa League is not going to change anything in our problems. It is going to help us have Champions League next year. More money to spend, but the problems are still there. Oof, more money to spend. So Ruben really is calling out the ownership there a little bit if United do win the Europa League. Now everybody's going to go back to that quote and say, oh, Ruben said we're going to spend a fortune. Apparently, and the word is, look, don't take this as gospel, but a few little rumours going around that if we get into the Champions League, £200 million will be spent on transfers again this summer. We will see. It's the same as last season, and we didn't have the Champions League last season, so let's see if that is true, first of all, and what we do in the summer. Let's get back into your comments on this one. A lot of people just talking about what they're doing tomorrow night, which is good. Amorim praised someone's Spanish. That was good. Do what Gray said about Stu said about Tom. Nice one. I don't know what that means. Right, yeah, it looks like the mods are having a bit of fun in the chats. Can see Harry going up front again tomorrow towards the end of the game. What's a good result, everybody? What's a good result tomorrow for you? Just while I'm asking the questions and what's going on while Ruben's talking, what do you see as a good result tomorrow? A draw, honestly, for me, is a fantastic result for Manchester United. It really is a great result for United if we can get a draw out of this. But I don't know. Honestly, don't know how this game is going to go. Sunset not being there for Bilbao is going to help Manchester United. It depends. And it all depends for me, I think, on what team Ruben picks. What it does. Everyone's going with the draw side of things. I'm a big River Plate fan, says Ricardo. I watch them regularly. Obviously, Franco Mastantuono has an aura, but he's a bit overhyped. He is 17, but still has to develop stuff. Enter the Shirky, Nico Williams, and Verts bracket. Well, he is 17, so I mean, when you say it like that, Shirky is young, and Mastantuono is 4 years behind him. Good God, that puts it in perspective, doesn't it? You're thinking you're getting a player there for the next decade in Shirky, and Mastantuono's 4 years younger than him. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? It's wild that we're actually looking at a 17-year-old for 38 million. You'd expect a lot. What would you take? Would you take a draw for tomorrow? Talk to me, everybody. That is up in the poll right now as well. Is a draw a good result? Another question. Can we adapt to Bilbao's style? We changed each game against Bournemouth. We saw a team that pressed really high. Bilbao is more or less the same thing. We will see the strengths of the opponent. We will play the game what we see, says Amorim. Agati says, I am learning a lot with Casemiro. I have a very good relationship with Cas, and I try to copy as much as I can. All the good things that he has as a player, both inside and outside the pitch too. This is what makes him a winner. Up until now, I keep learning, and I'm very happy. Amorim has also talked about the threats of Bilbao. Finally, Jesus, decent. A lot of good things. I am not going to talk about the bad things. They are strong, intense, and really aggressive in every duel. They have great players, 1 versus 1. Nico Williams is a special player. They have the best defence in Spain in the league. We are not scoring many goals, so it's going to be a tough match for us. They use the crowd to take the game to a different level. We are going to face a very, very strong team. Boom. And that really is a wrap on Ruben Amorim's side of things anyway. So talk to me about that regarding the Bilbao setup and what Ruben said there. I think he's dead right. I said it then. Bilbao have lost 2 games at home all season and they've played 20. They've scored 41 goals at home. To put that in perspective, I said this earlier on, Manchester United haven't hit 40 goals in the whole entire Premier League season, but they have scored 40 goals at home. They have the best defence in La Liga. They have conceded just more than 1 goal twice at home this season. It's a phenomenal record. And to put it into perspective, this is the toughest game that anybody could get in the Europa League. That's it. That is it. Right, let's just see. Have we got a link? Apparently we've got a link in the... Yeah, I'm just going to pop it in there. Just go watch my video back from earlier on. The link is in the live chat as well there. So you go in. I go into all of the detail there on the preview video to this game. The details of Bilbao and what they are bringing, Sunset and what they are missing, the defence and how this whole season and what they have done and what they have produced. It's all on that video there, everybody. So go and give that a watch as well. Most people in the chat are actually thinking that a draw is a good result. I 100% agree. 100% agree with it. Anything more than a loss by 2 goals and the tie is over. Whoa. Jonathan, don't say that. It's a big night next Thursday at Old Trafford. If we're in the tie, then we've got a chance, I think. If we're in and amongst it, as in we could lose 1-0. Let's not forget, Man United are unbeaten in this year's Europa League. That's a record to stand up against many others. Like, yes, they've got a great home record, but United are 14 unbeaten. So that's got to give us some confidence. We need to be looking at Bilbao and taking them seriously, yes. But we need to go into this game thinking that Manchester United can actually do something here as well. And that's what I think Manchester United's mindset needs to be. Yeah, respect, but don't go playing some crazy, stupid defensive game all of a sudden just to stay in the tie. The biggest fear, obviously, is Rasmus Højlund coming up against one of the best defences in Spain. I think he's going to get swallowed whole. I really do. And it's going to come down to some brilliance. And maybe we will need something like Ahmad off the bench to be a little bit of a game changer. Look, Bilbao are beatable. Roma beat them. And Roma scored away in Bilbao as well. So that's what you've got to look at. The only difference is Bilbao scored 4, Roma scored 3 over the 2 ties. So you can get at them. Their away form is not that great. So if United can stand firm, if United can go out tomorrow night and come back with a draw, I think the tie is ours. And I'm not saying that overly confidently. I think the whole Old Trafford atmosphere and the second leg being at Old Trafford is definitely going to help Manchester United tomorrow. And I think Ruben in his press conference there alluded to it. The moments at Old Trafford, the magic moments, and we've seen plenty of them. Like the last 2 games at Old Trafford in Europe for Manchester United, we've seen Manchester United score 9 goals in the last 2 Europa League games at Old Trafford. We are hard to beat. We are a good side when we want to be stubborn. Can we switch into Europa League mode tomorrow night? That's what we need. Like we all thought that it was going to be a tough night in Lyon. They've got a decent home record, but we should have won that game. I don't even want to mention the man's name, and I don't even want to be talking about him tomorrow night. But if I am, then I'm going to go off my head. And I don't... I'm not even going to mention it. Move on swiftly, Adam. Just to keep you up to date as well, if you have just joined us, we touched on the Franco Mastantuono news earlier on as well, that Manchester United have told River Plate they are willing to pay the buyout clause for Franco Mastantuono. No deal has been given the green light yet, though, because Franco himself wants to wait for Real Madrid to see what they are doing. Romano has said Real Madrid are not interested, so United have gone to River Plate and said, there's your money. What are you going to do? Because if he waits for Real Madrid, River Plate don't get anything. So it's going to be a club against player situation developing. So let's see how this does move forward. It's going to be really interesting how that one develops as well. It's not dead in the water because the player has said that he's waiting for Madrid. Exactly the same as Lenny Yorrell's situation. That's what it is. Make sure you have that subscribe button, everybody, if you're loving the content. We cover all of the press conferences live. We are live at least twice a day, every single day. We don't have a break because there's so much Manchester United news always doing the rounds, and it needs to be covered. You need to get your fix, and you need to know what's happening, and I have got you covered here on Forever United TV. And we are just about to hit 300 live likes again. So if you haven't already and you're loving it, thumbs up on the video, please, everyone. Vivian and Unai Simon are solid at the back for Bilbao. Simon is a fantastic goalkeeper, by the way, and they can play out from the back like anybody because Simon is the best goalkeeper at that in the world. They're just good. That's all you need to know. Don't expect United to go in there and get the win easily. It's not what United do anyway, God's sake. You don't have to watch this season, but Bilbao are a force. They really are. And they're where they are in the league for a reason. That's it. Because they're decent. I think the only games that they've lost recently, I think the form, I did do a check on the form in terms of where they're actually at right now. I think they've only won 4 games in the last 10 in La Liga, which isn't great, but it tells you where they're at. They're just hard to beat because there's a lot of draws in there as well. I think they've had 2 defeats in that run, which has been to Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid. So, yeah, 4 wins in 10 in La Liga. It's made them drop a little bit. Maybe there's been a bit of prioritising of the Europa League mixed in here. But they are beatable. They are definitely. They've lost to Besiktas this season as well. It's who turns up on the big occasion. That's what it's going to come down to. Who turns up on the night? Is it going to be Bilbao's night? Is it going to be Manchester United's night? That's the question that everybody's waiting for. And we will have it covered tomorrow. But that, for now, is everything. We covered the Mastantuono news, Man United squad, and Ruben Amorim's press conference there in full. Please drop your comments in the comment section once the live is finished. Thank you, everybody. You are absolute legends. Mods in the live chat, again, absolutely love you. Brilliant job. I'll keep that poll. Actually, I'll finish that poll up now and just read the results of that one. The links to my video on this game in detail is in the live chat there as well. Go click on that, everyone. Pop a video on the like. I said it again. Pop a video on the like and subscribe to hit. That's what you need to do before you go, everybody. Lost my plot. Anyway. Oh, God, lost my plot. End the video. Ending it now. I'll see you all in the morning, everybody. 8 o'clock with your update. Match day tomorrow. Go sleep well, people, and enjoy the football tonight. It should get you in the mood for tomorrow. But we're done here right now.